we could get a motion to approve our agenda, please. Motion by Armstrong, second by Holmes. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, motion carries. Rise, please, and say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. King.
It's a fine morning in Page County. Sun is shining.
Move a little closer, please. Thank you. Sun is shining.
Yeah. Warm this afternoon and breezy on the top. Anyway. Spring is closer by a day than it was. He did send the trucks out on Sunday.
Okay.
However, we had no activity on Saturday, the 20th of February. First time in a long time that we weren't out on the weekend. I'm sure the guys appreciate that, right? Yesterday we were doing a little burning. Today we're cutting brush in various locations around the county. Got some down on J52. West of College Springs, another cruise up by Essex, west, all the leaves and line over up there about 10 miles. We're also doing a deck replacement on the T13 bridge on G Avenue north of Norwich. Got to do it there, taking an old rusted deck off and putting a new steel deck back on Tom's bridge. Looking at that from the safety standpoint, we're doing a training on wearing harnesses. Yesterday we took a couple trucks to Omaha, 10 and 50 at a fuel rail pressure problem. Not done was out there ran fine. We did small maintenance at the shop, replacing some lights with new LEDs, heated LEDs. This morning I saw. Last week, Taylor County, a couple of guys stopped over. They were picking up parts here. They're in there and they stopped over and showed them some of our techniques are. Segregated or segmented cutting mounted rubber. Excuse me, they'll try a set of those over there. I also we got in salt last week. We paid for some salt in this last claim session. I should just a few stats here. Last year we purchased $45,500 worth of salt. To date, we've spent $27,000 on salt. And in the winter of 2018, 2019, we spent $26,000. So we're in the middle. Or right now, if we don't buy any more salt, we wouldn't have to. Unless get another catastrophic patch or winter, which we're getting toward the right end of it.
Right.
March is just around the corner, or next week, I think. So, and we get snow from time to time in these months, but they don't.
JD, let me stop you real quick. One of our Zoom participants said they had a hard time hearing you. I'm not sure the volume is on.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
There we go. Sorry about that. For you in Zoom. Thank you, Heidi. I'd say you did this, but.
Well, that's the same as the week before. Pushing snow and cutting brush.
So I think maybe, would you mind, I think out of what you report, the one thing so far that's really different is your salt inventory. Can you repeat that for us?
Okay, sure. Last year we spent $25,000 on salt. To date this year, we've spent $27,200 on salt. And while that's not the only expense to our winter operations, that'd be just an indicator of how it's been. 2 years ago in 2018, 2019 winter, we spent $26,000 on salt. So move now to the engineering side of things. Bridge on J20, the F20 bridge west of J Avenue. Road was closed yesterday. They brought in some equipment. They were putting the frame together on site. So they're moving stuff. There'll be demolition. I would anticipate demolition of the bridge to begin this week. They'll peel off the guardrail and bust the deck down through the beams. We're also working on project development of B61 bridge in the southeast corner of the county. Once again, doing deck repair on T13 bridge on G Avenue north of Norwich. County crews are doing that. Our safety guys are involved. There's some other project development work starting up. We have a HMA resurfacing job next year. If not this season, but next season instead. I think that's right. And I think I may have spoken this yesterday or last week that we intend to re-let pipe project that we put out for bid last fall, and received no bids on. We'll try that again this spring. That'll be different. Once again, overall, work on the budget program for the DOT part. And I did tour some gravels yesterday on my travels around the county. And sure enough, a little snow on top of the gravel that we didn't scrape off, hoping to retain the rock on the road. They're a little greasy on the top, particularly in the afternoon. But we get warming temperatures in the afternoon and freezing overnight, that'll slow down that melt and the runoff and hopefully minimize flooding that we're cognizant of each spring. Questions for me?
Reminder of the contractor on the F20 bridge, who is that?
It is AM Foron out of Atlanta. We've had success with that outfit. They were the ones that did the Shenandoah Bridge and Corinne Bridge, and also worked on our EWP work last season. So we look forward to having them in the county again, still.
Questions from anybody?
What was the best guess on how long that's going to be? This best with
June sometime. primary importance to me is he had several subs. Some of them needed for meeting DBE requirements. This is that is business enterprise requirements, a function of federal aid dollars, a requirement for that. So we have perhaps a few more DBEs or subcontractors than normal. So the challenge is getting them in a timely fashion so they're not waiting between these small operations. But Jesse knows I'm calling to that and making him aware of that. These certain these directly.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we're a few minutes ahead, so do we have any claims to look at this morning?
Oh, that was close. Yes, I do.
Does anybody need a copy of Angie's latest quote?
I just pulled it up on my.
Oh, okay. Do you want a hard copy for your file or? Pardon me?
Is there one?
Well, I can print one here. Just, probably, I'd just keep it in my personal file. Yeah. Do what now? Oh, yeah, I can print one here. No problem. Oh, and it did come, huh? Hey, hallelujah. Thank you, Angie. Okay, I'll make, Jacob wants a copy, I want a copy, Angie wants a copy, did you need a copy? Okay. All right. And then this resolution was from last week where somebody didn't sign it. Wrong spot.
H County Farm Bureau, Doctor, you want to go? We all three are going to go.
When is it?
March 11th, Thursday at 7 o'clock.
Thursday at 7? Here you go. Let me look at the calendar. Is anybody, you don't want to go or take it?
No, it doesn't matter to me. I went last year. So, if you want to go, it's not. Or David again. You like talking about roads. Yeah, yeah, maybe it was last year. Yeah, I've seen others. I was here before. That's the top one, and then the bottom one is about the road replacement in Shenandoah. And I did reach out to AJ and Todd Couch. They know they can get a hold of us if they have any questions for us. Because that was land that is owned by the county. Maybe it's going to be an issue.
Okay. Kind of like getting the bags open at the grocery store for your produce. You can't do it with a mask on.
You're not one of the office supply managers.
I flunked staples and scissors. Get here. March 11th. Schedule would be in Des Moines that day for the Power Rural Iowa meeting. But last I knew, they were going to try to do it in person and not virtual.
I don't mind those.
You don't mind doing
As
it?
long as there's nothing else, I don't mind.
Yeah, okay, well, here's a letter. You can talk to Trish and confirm it if you don't mind. It'd be great. Yeah, it's a good group they have, and it's encouraging that they're so young.
And they feed you pizza.
Yep, that's true. Pizza and Pepsi.
Sign after we make that.
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll wait a few minutes here. Melissa, are you going to have some comments on the 855 item? Okay. You've got mail. Oh.
Great.
All right, it is 8:50, so we're going to continue with our tax abatement request, 100 West Sheridan Avenue, City of Shenandoah. We have a resolution that would abate, if approved, abate all taxes on that property. City of Shenandoah owns that property and is the normal case, so try to rehab it and get it back on the tax rolls. 100 West Sheridan, that's almost downtown. So, you know which building that is? I
It's
don't know.
no, it's right on the center.
Oh, Center and Sheridan. Okay. Gotcha.
It's a house. It's a lot outside. The one
House and
I believe get the phone number money.
Yeah, the request came from your city attorney, Milan Sorensen. And the taxes on it listed at $4,084. All right, having looked at the property there, I would entertain a motion to approve this abatement request.
I will so move.
Second.
Okay, motion by Armstrong, second by Holmes. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries. So ask Jacob to sign this. While we have just a little time before 8:55, a couple of housekeeping items, information, bring you up to date. Last week, I think I told you I was going to attend the USDA webinar to see if we could potentially apply for some grant money on a jail study. And after watching the webinar and consulting with Deep Fisher of Atlantic, she discourages us, saying that our scoring, because of the county, would not meet the criteria, and the likelihood of us getting that grant is very minimal. On the topic of the jail, I took the liberty, and if you guys, what's that? Oh, the USDA Rural Development Grant that we had, when Samuel's group was here, they mentioned it, and I reached out to Dee Fisher at the USDA office in Atlantic. There was a national webinar last Tuesday afternoon that I attended, took notes, and then rounded the wagon back with Dee on Wednesday to see, because when we had talked, she said, I don't think that you'll qualify. I think the scoring criteria will keep you from getting it. But she said, let's watch the webinar if I see anything new. And then when we talked on Wednesday, she said, no, it's pretty much what she had expected. And she believes it'd be a waste of everybody's time to try that grant. But on the topic of jails, we had Samuel's group here a few weeks ago. And in the interest of learning more, I've invited Prohaska and Associates to a meeting, and also Pavandra Company. Pavandra and Associates out of Omaha had a conversation with me, the sheriff, and the jailer back a few months ago. So I can't remember which one's coming. One's coming on the 9th, which on that topic, we will have 2 meetings on the 9th. We'll have a morning meeting, and then we'll have a public hearing in the evening on the budgets. The reason being is the votes that will be cast next Tuesday have to be certified by 12:30 or 1 o'clock on the 16th, or on the 9th. So we will meet in regular session the 9th and come back that evening for our public hearing on budgets. And I believe that it is Pavandra on the 9th Prohaska on the 9th and Pavandra on the 16th. So that'll give us yeah, let me get the right spelling for you.
You've got PROs, CHASKA, and Associates on the 9th of Faster.
Okay.
And then you've got Alana
And it's on the 16th. And actually, Pavandra is a third name. It's Carlson West Pavandra. Sounds like a law firm.
I'll just send this to you. That way you got it.
I think maybe I did send it out to everybody.
Yeah, send it to she doesn't get all her, You probably only get 2 or 3 videos.
So, okay, it's 8:55, and Melissa, if you could walk us through the certification process for the cost allocation plan, please.
So this is just our standard procedure to do this, but this is just signing the certificate of the cost allocation plan. And so it just basically states that,
I don't know why that feedback is so bad.
No, it's all of us.
Let me, try. Huh? Okay, try it.
hello?
I'm gonna wait.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay.
So this is just basically going through that, and it's just basically saying that all costs included in the proposal on fiscal year ending June 30th, 2020, to establish the cost allocation plans and billings are allowable in accordance with the administrative requirements. And then all costs included in this proposal are properly allocated to federal awards on the basis of benefit and cause. So you're basically just signing off on those.
Any questions?
And there's a whole packet in there with all their information in their plan.
And you only need checks on this. Okay. Is it done by the same company insured? I'll make a motion to approve the signing of certification of cost allocation plan that Chairman will read through right now.
Good insomnia medicine there.
I don't think you didn't have to sign it.
No, I just wanted him to look at it.
Yes. And then ask you questions.
So we have a motion and a second, so any discussion, take a look at it and see.
Is that something that the auditor requires to do, or is it something that you, that would require you to state just the
We get back indirect funding then to use us on that. So it's so that they come in and then they audit and then we send them information. He usually comes, I think last year he did it off-site, so but then after that, then they come back.
So, while Jacob looks at that, we've had a couple comments on the Zoom about it's difficult to understand. I wanted to give you one other piece of information. On Thursday morning, I've got a company coming here to assess our audio in this room and to give us some ideas on how to improve it. And I don't know how long it'll take them to, I sent him pictures and measurements of the room, and he's going to make an on-site visit Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. Not sure how long it'll take him to put something together, but he suspected that there might be some things we can do with our audio system that will help, and then some sort of a sound panel protocol to keep the sound from bouncing. But it's something we have on our radar, and we're trying really hard to figure out an efficient way to improve that. A lot of times acoustical panels are extremely expensive, and certainly we want to start the process figuring out how to improve it without spending a bunch of money. All right, we have a motion and a second on the certification of cost allocation plan. Any other discussion? Hearing none, I'd call for a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. A motion carries 3-0. Sign this. Excuse me. Excuse me again. All right, let's see, I think we are ready for you, Angie, if you come up to the famous microphone.
So, during my budget hearing, it was clear that I could go ahead with office renovation, and the first step after meeting with carpenters was that we needed to adjust the heating and cooling unit is along that wall. So I reached out to Siemens, who does all boiler maintenance and upkeep, and they have submitted a proposal that includes the first proposal included 2 new units. And was very costly, so I reached out to them again and asked for a proposal that was just moving the current unit out of that office space, and so it keeps the capacity the same in the room. There just won't be a unit inside that. So that one did fall within my budget request. This one of just moving the unit is $8,200.
You know, there'll be an issue with even that office space. Doesn't put a little electric unit in there, plugging it into it, get really hot or cold.
Sure. So initially the plan was just to move it, and then when we were there, discussion started about how to use the unit. Before I hadn't even started, I talked to Melissa and Brenda, and I told Melissa, you're the one that shuts yours off the majority of the time. And so Melissa doesn't use her, so the office would be essentially identical to Melissa and Brenda. Melissa currently doesn't use her, and Brenda uses her, but she turns the office frequently. So I'm not too concerned. And then if you read, I know it's not all the threads with the Siemens to you all, and I think you said that, if my door is open, that would mitigate with, I think, I'm sure my door will be open 99% of the time. I know Melissa and Brenda's doors are always open, so I'm not too concerned. I already have to use the heater in the winter, and then I have on and off, so that's the winter part probably really won't change. Yeah, if I have a blanket, I was using a blanket this morning, so it probably won't be a lot different than.
We found that in here last week.
Yeah.
So it's pretty simple what they say they're gonna do. Go up to these houses, they're really just moving it. Like just the pipe and wire and moving the unit over.
Yeah, I believe it requires some additional fittings and stuff like that. But yeah, the unit will stay the same, everything stays the same. Labor is very cost.
I'm not sure how that all things out, that's why that thing.
I know they're,
Like, two.
yeah, well, even their original $24,000 quote, you're thinking, it is unbelievable. The problem you have, I mean, I think anyway, and I know you're going to talk with Gene, there aren't a lot of companies that service boilers anymore. And so,
It's something that doesn't, if they not move the plumbing, they get the water over there, I wonder, they have to be a boiler.
that's a great question. So,
Or electrician just to make the pipe over there, put the water up, I don't know if it's something special or not.
yeah, I don't know either.
Would it be because of the service and the contract we have with them, or to expect them to do all that?
We've actually out of our service contract.
Okay, so,
Due to the fact that the now he does a lot of that himself. And to, unfortunately, have seen on our end too, just the cost of, some of the service costs have just really gone up, and the fees for coming out and things like that are, and then when you look at it, you can see they charge a fair amount of money just to,
Show up.
yeah.
I think some of my ones, I don't think we include it. I think it's all up to in the basement. I think it's where all the piping goes, so they can't just like, I don't know, because I know when they were with Jean, they spent quite a bit of the time that day when they came for this in the basement. Definitely all of that, comes up when they're going.
right, so drilling the holes and,
Yeah, I think they're gonna use all of that same stuff that would be my function. And I'm not sure that most of that removal has to be done at the bottom, then they move it up the top and then remove. I shouldn't even speak on that.
I'd like to have most heating and air guys here in our
Right.
just the way to look at it. If they would say, well, I can't do this, or maybe if they could, it might be.
I think that'd be wise to do, yes.
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if we don't have a service contract with them, that would have been, that was my assumption that we had a service contract. Because that could void a warranty of the service if somebody else did some work, but if in lieu of that, then probably wouldn't hurt to call Walden or
I don't know if they deal with boilers, but I know that Gallon and Shenandoah does, I'm not sure who else does over here. So,
Somebody works on it. Somebody should have done work on it.
Yeah.
Gallon does ours and church and everybody else in town has boilers. But I don't know if anybody over here does, I'm not familiar with that. I don't know how many houses over here have boilers. So,
So you want to just reach out to a couple?
I'd say at least one. If there's somebody over here that does boilers, if you call Wallens, they would tell you if they can, or for the heating, there's bound to be somebody over here that does. I'd get at least one more quote, just to see if they'd be willing to tackle it. Just to,
Compare it, that's true.
yeah, Gallons and Shenandoah, I know does boilers.
Yes.
And their number is 246-1803.
Sounds like you've had plumbing issues.
Well,
But they've been in business a long time. They're a great company.
And if we know they can do it.
yeah. And like I said, I'm sure there's somebody over here that does. I just don't know. Because I don't live over here.
But no, for, the effort to get a couple of look-sees to see if we can save some money. I'm sure the work will be good, but again, they kind of go on a different scale a lot of times than our local people do. And if we're not going to harm any service agreement or void any warranty, I think we probably, again, Gallon and clearing the heating plumbing, they say, hey, I don't want to touch it, or nah, and then we'll know. So what about the other part of that project? Did you have, does this comes first, I assume, right?
Yeah, they can do any construction of all that.
Okay. Well, if you think, what you could do, if you wouldn't mind, shoot us an email. We may not be meeting until the 9th again. Would that give you enough time to maybe hook up with those couple of people to have them come take a look and give you some ideas? Sorry to delay it, but I think at that price, we need to at least make sure that's our only option.
Sounds good.
All right, awesome.
We might get something on each side, and then those left for less. Might even not have to give it up there.
Yeah, I'm guessing our local people would, if they can do the work, would come in under that.
We'll do so.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes. I think we were all so pleased that it went from 24 to 8, but then when you look at what the work is actually done, it's still pretty pricey. Sure. Well, thank you. Sorry to run you through extra hoops. Okay, 9:05. So discuss and approve not meeting on March 2nd due to special election. It's been kind of our pattern during elections to not meet because of the strain on the auditor's office. Can we agree to not meet unless there's something that emerges that has to be taken care of? Is that a possibility? Huh?
Just not being to the election.
Yeah, because of the South Page election.
Is there anything that's on the agenda already for next week?
I don't think so, is there, Melissa? I think originally one of the jail studies was gonna come in, but
I'll
then,
have 2 meetings on the 9th, so.
yeah. But we have to meet because we're committed to the public hearing and then the law says we have to do those votes in the morning, so would that
I'll
work?
make a motion that on March 2nd, special election.
Okay,
I'll second that.
have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye,
Aye.
approved.
Like,
Did I hear an aye?
oh, aye.
Okay. All right. So, it's public comment time.
I have a couple of questions.
She is not on there. I think they're running the clinic today, but you can give her a call. On the topic of public health, I saw on one of the social media channels, Hy-Vee has gotten pretty aggressive with their allocation of vaccines. So public health is encouraging people to sign up, not only with us like they have, but also with Hy-Vee. But they do have a request. If you get into queue with Hy-Vee and you are on our county list, once you get vaccinated, please let public health know so they can reduce their list and not reserve another shot.
The calls I'm having are all on that. How do we know when we're in line, where we're in line?
Well, it's the way they've done it, because 10 days ago, their list of 65 plus was 3,000 people. And between, they're doing industrial clinics. I think yesterday they were at NSK, AKS, and at Lyle doing on-site clinics because industrial workers in close contact are part of that group. And I think tomorrow, Bella Eat, and then I think that grocery cart manufacturer on the north side of town, I think you're going there. So from a staffing standpoint, they have added a secretarial person, but they found it really hard to manage. I think the messaging when people sign up tells them that we will call you when we have a date scheduled. And I know there's a lot of concern about, well, did they get my note? Am I in queue? What number am I? But that's a pretty fluid thing now with Hy-Vee, because you may be at number 300 and 10 people ahead of you are on the Hy-Vee list, and now you're at 290 all of a sudden. And by the end of the day, you might be at 275. So then instead of confusing people, I think they've chosen.
When you call in, is it all automated? But mostly, and that's people that called me a long time ago, and they were concerned that it worked or not. Basically,
Sure.
just that. Just like, well,
Right.
did it work or not? I don't know, because there was no confirmation.
Yeah.
They weren't in line. I don't know how to fix that, but
I'm not so sure if they go online and do it.
it would be a
I
confirmation.
think,
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if Ann got an email back. No, she didn't.
They initially
They're worried
didn't.
that it didn't work, and they're not even in line.
Right.
I don't know how to remedy that, but I had 2 or 3 different same questions. And the confusion about ID.
Yeah. But sign up both and then just keep, if you get shot one place, let the other one know where you're signed up, that you can be taken off. the
Another
list.
question was to let the public know more of what's going on somehow, like how many a week are getting out there, so they can kind of do the math. If we're getting 300 a week and there's 3,000, they can guess 10 weeks.
Right. And that's still the allocation. I talked with Jessica yesterday afternoon. I said, are we bumped up at all? Says no, but Hy-Vee's taking some strain off of us. And they're still at 300 a week. And then what they'll do is the way, I'm assuming, I didn't ask this, but like for people who've already had their first shot, they're reserving in their count, they're making allotments knowing when that second shot comes up to deduct that number so that they're only scheduling the additional people. It's kind of a pretty time intensive thing, I think, figuring out, because their goal is to not waste any.
Right.
And I think they said once it's out of the freezer, there's 6 shots in a vial, and they've got like 6 hours to do it.
Gotta have people there to.
But if the number for, I was looking, is 850-1210. I'm going to verify that. And that'll be a voicemail that will ask you for your name, your contact information, your date of birth. And if you get on that, they've got you. I mean, you are in their system. But let me try to verify that number.
How many currently are on the list, do we know?
I do not.
Email and ask them what one.
Yeah, the last I heard, it was down under 1,500.
That means, 300.
And there's always a hope and the chance that the allocation will get bumped up above the 300. Well, I can't find, let's see, I know what that number is. All right. Yes, the number, if you've not called and you want to get on the list, or if you're concerned that they don't have you, I guess you could call again and they would cross-check your name. The 712 area code 850-1210. All right, kind of traveled several spots there. Is there any public comment? Okay, hearing no public comment, I would take a motion to adjourn. Oh, minutes, I'm sorry. Everybody have a chance to let know? Okay, motion to approve the minutes from February 16th? Yes, I just sent you that one.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion by Holmes, second by Armstrong. Any other concerns, comments? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, motion carries. All right, now we're ready for that motion to adjourn. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you for joining us, and have a great week. We will see you guys on the 9th.